Hello and welcome to Dealing with My Shit. I'm here. I'm playing Dwarf Fortress. I'm Rova Longbeard. Let's actually play the game. So last time we were just sort of digging a hole for the dwarves to live in. And I guess now we're going to continue with that whole tangent. I've confirmed through the use of a little program known as a DF hack that yes, we do have some sources of iron here. Specifically, magnetite, limonite, and hematite. All three sources. In real life, there are more sources of iron, but those are all three sources that are present in Dwarf Fortress. And yeah, we're just going to continue the process of digging out a little hovel for us to live in. Am I even recording? Yes, I am recording. I'm sorry for being so unprofessional. But here's the thing: I'm not here to be professional. I'm here to play Dwarf Fortress. So you know what? Screw it. I'm going to play the game, and no one's gonna stop me. So, you know, I'm gonna dig a downstairs here. I want a nice little pillar there. I'm just going to have a continuous downward hole. It's going to go down a little. There's going to be a pillar in the center. And there we go. We've designated a little place to have a hole in the ground where our little I guess a stairway. Because we need access to stone so that we, can do things with stone. I'm bad at speaking today. Oh my. Whatever, we're just gonna be playing Dwarf Fortress for about 30 minutes or so, or perhaps less. 15 to 30 minutes, then yeah, we're just gonna dig that. They just stopped digging because they need to go get a drink, which makes sense. They need a drink. That's actually fairly sensible, though the dwarves do often do some other things that aren't so sensible, such as always taking the shortest path to a location, even if that shortest path contains horrendous amounts of monsters, disease-causing substances, or other such things. And also have a tendency to dodge off cliffs and fall to their deaths and do all kinds of stupid things. But overall, this is what they just did. Fairly sensible. I'm going to have a little hole here where we can just have a little bit of a well. I like having a well because it means you can just sort of... Well, having a well means that you have a place where your dwarves can drink from in case you run out of alcohol. Dwarves are alcohol dependent, which means basically in order to get through the working day, they need alcohol, which is unlike humans who can just function off of water, food and water. Here's the thing with dwarves: they can actually just straight up they just straight up don't need water. Well, okay, they still need hydration, but basically the idea is that various forms of booze can actually handle that for them, which I must say is a bit strange. But you know what? It's something it's something that is just a little quirk of dwarves. I'm not making that out of dolomite. Let's see, what kind of shops do we need? Yeah, we also need a mechanics. Also, again, ask everyone, you know, how's your Thanksgiving? You know, how's your Thanksgiving? It was nice. Lots of food. What are you grateful for? I'm grateful for the fact that I'm alive. Anyway, we also need a still where the dwarves can brew their drinks. Farmer's workshop is helpful. And also need a forge in order to make metallic objects. Also, loud tapping intensifies. Yeah, I guess I could be quieter with my keyboard tapping. Okay. So, what else do we need? Well, we need furnaces. So first we're gonna get a wood furnace because we don't have enough stone in order to make other forms of furnaces. Yet, that is. Also, we're going to need farms, as after all, like every other creature on the planet, dwarves require food. Well, for some reason this game goblins don't need to eat for some reason, but you get the idea. Dwarves need to eat because food is important. Also, you just got a big old hole in the ground where you got some hematite and a little bit of limonite somewhere, apparently. I don't know where it is. I know it's somewhere. Yeah, I'm confused of where you found this limonite. I'm just gonna take that for what it's worth. Oh, right here. Yeah, right in that corner. So yeah, this right here, this yellow euro sign, I think, or is that pound? Hold up, I'm going to look up something. No, yeah, it's okay. What is the yeah? So it would be a pound sign, I believe. Yeah, in case you don't know, I am quite American. I'm quite the part, very American. So I have no idea. So that's kind of something I'm not fully aware of. But yeah. The yellow pound sign is right there is limonite, which is an ore of iron. Same thing with these red pound signs. Those are hematite, another ore of iron. But not these gray ones. These are tetrahedrite, which are copper and silver. Though silver only happens 20% of the time. Hematite, that's an ore of iron. Now, dolomite. Dolomite is a flux stone, which means that you can use it to make steel and pig iron. Steel is the best kind of metal that you can make. There's another metal that's better than steel, but you can't exactly make it. In fact, there are two other metals, but you can't exactly make it, and, well, I'm not going to mention them for the sake of it. It'd be kind of spoilery. How do you spoil a sandbox game? How do you spoil a sandbox game, you may ask? The answer is rather simple. There are certain things that you're meant to find on your own. If you don't, and well, not finding these on your own kinda takes away part of the experience, and there's no clay there, so it looks like clay, but it is not. It is silty clay loam, but you cannot use silty clay loam for clay, unfortunately. see, we got silt loam and red sand, lost sand. We have sand, which means that we can gather sand. So I'm gonna create a small zone here, and the activity is going to be sand. Sand can be gathered in order to create glass. Glass is, well, used to make windows and other such things. You know, things that you would make out of glass, basically. Also, in Dwarf Fortress, there is a priority system. So if you decide that you want your dwarves to finish something first and move on to something else later, you can set what you want done first to a priority number that is lower. Basically, the lower the number, the higher the priority is. And the higher the priority, the quicker they're going to do the task. Well, not the quicker they're going to do the task, but it dictates the order in which they'll perform tasks. So now we have some room that we can build a farm plot in. So we're going to create a large plot. It's technically not recommended that you create the plot this large, but I just do this anyway because I've got the space for it. And that is enough room, and that is going to be our plum helmet farm. Plum helmets are basically a pretty common crop for our dwarves to grow. It's going to be a food source, as well as something we can brew into drinks. Basically, this is going to be our main crop that we are going to survive on. A plum helmet is a type of mushroom. So, let's build a few more farms, because we need more than just that. We also need a smaller farm plot for our pigtails, which are an underground plant that we can weave into thread. And also cave wheat, which can be milled into flour or turned it, or brewed into drinks. Same thing can be also. You can also brew pigtails. No, pigtails are not called pigtails because they're pink, but rather I do believe because they're swirl. I think they swirl a little bit like a pig's tail. Really? They suspended the construction of the carpenter's workshop. Why? Creature occupying site. Something was there while they tried to build it. And since dwarves are too stupid to move the creature that's occupying the site, they didn't finish the construction. But now it's finished, and we can build stuff out of wood now. Okay. Now that we have space for farming and living, it's time to build a small little area where we can store all of our stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is going to be a fairly large area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But it's, in my opinion, it should be large. Because, to put it rather simply, it's got to store a lot of stuff, and you will be expanding this area in the future. Making it large from the get-go is just going to make it so you don't have to expand it as much immediately. Wow, it took them a while to get there. Let's see. This yellow turf is loamy sand, which, by the way, is not a source of sand. Despite being called loamy sand, it is not actually a form of sand, unfortunately. Silt, we do have silt here, which doesn't mean anything. I think I'll designate a few more trees to be chopped. I guess you know there are some negative repercussions to over deforestation, mostly pissing off elves. But hey, here's the thing. I like pissing off the elves. Plus, what are the elves gonna do about it? All their weapons are wooden. So, you know, the more we piss them off, the happier I am. We're gonna build a couple things here. I'm gonna make a bucket. And a board, I think. Yeah. Is there anything I can make here? Or do they call it a wooden block? Oh yes, wooden block. And I'm going to press now, and the way I did it, essentially I did the top one first to make sure, and then press the bottom one because I mean move it to top. That means they're gonna make the blocks first. Well, blocks, yeah, wooden block. It's gonna be made of a single log, and it's only going to be a single block. Blocks are most efficient when made out of stone because one boulder is 4 blocks. Which is why if you're going to build like a fortress, if you're going to build above ground structures, rather than building out of straight up boulders, you want to use blocks. So he's going to make a wooden block. And I'm just going to get the, after we're done with this, I'm going to get the basic setup for the well. Getting a well is going to be helpful because, well, rather simply, means we're going to have access to water for when, let's say, A, we don't have access to our drink stores, or what is more likely, for the sick or wounded, because they require water. And I want our cistern to be fairly large. Another thing that we're going to make is a form of flood control in the form of a floodgate. A floodgate can be made at just here at a typical workshop, carpenter's workshop, I do believe. Or was it made at a... yes, floodgate. So once they're done making the bucket, they should make the gate. Let's designate our crops. So for spring, on this large field, we're doing plum helmets. Same thing for summer, and autumn, and winter. Now these farms are going to be a bit more picky, so because you cannot grow pigtails or cave wheat on spring or winter, as you can see. But we can grow them in the summer and autumn. as you can see, we have all of our farms set up. We're going to create a small little stockpile. We're going to put food, but we're going to block all and only permit seeds. And this small stockpile is just outside the farm. And we're going to stop anyone from using barrels on that stockpile. But now onto our general storage. We're going to go and make a new custom stockpile, same way we did the seed stockpile, except we're going to allow all and forbid seeds for our general food stockpile, and also we're going to have barrels allowed here. Barrels and pots, which are considered the same thing by the game, anyway. We have so far been recording for 21 minutes. Anyway, in case you don't know how to set up a stockpile, you hit P, and then you can choose from any of these things. Like A is animal, use furniture, Y corpse, stone, gem, cloth, ammo. But I recommend, forget that this section that even exists, just hit T, and you'll get a custom stockpile. Here you can set up all you want. You can see E enables section, D disables it. A allows, and when you have a section open, A allows all, and D blocks all. F forbids, and P permits. And also, yeah. So let's say we're gonna set up a general stockpile for just stuff that's gathered up. We're gonna put furniture and siege ammo. We'll put we'll also put ammo. We're not gonna put bars or blocks or stone because those gather up way too quickly and will end up consuming the entire stockpile. Gems we're also not putting in there. We're also going to put finished goods, leather, cloth, not wood, since too much of that gathers up, and it end up filling the stockpile and leave no room for anything else. Weapons and trap components, armor, and sheets. Boom, we have a nice general stockpile for just stuff. And I have out here. And as grim or disgusting as it sounds, we need to put a place to put trash. And trash also happens to include discarded corpses of enemies. Yeah, a tad gross, but it's something we need. Because we can't just have those rotting in the fortress and creating a cloud of miasma. So we're going to create another stockpile that is corpses and refuse. But we're not allowing skulls, bones, teeth, shells, teeth, horns, hair, wool, those things. Those things don't rot, so we don't have to worry about those. And also those have uses outside of throwing away. And boom, that's a nice big refuse pile. Well, that was this episode of Dwarf Fortress. See you all next time, potentially, hopefully. Goodbye.